Svenska Sjön skipper that has offered me to be the skipper on a boat that is 31 feet. That was saying that you talked about, Renata. And I'm super excited and I feel very lucky. I actually started competing in sailing only in January last year. So for me to do this really strong time.
And tell us, did this happen quickly?
Well, the boat came into the water about 2 weeks ago for the first time in 3 years. It has been a boat that's been in the west coast, and the KSSS, I don't even know what that is in English, but kind of like you, but on the other side of Sweden. They had used this as a boat to learn sailing on, and as like for camps as well, and they hit ground hard. So the keel fell off, and so we have a new keel, and I hope it will not fall off this time. Tiny bit nervous, but I think it will be good. And it has been a race against the time just to make it here with a boat that actually works. And I just got a text message saying, now finally the water pump works for fresh water. So
yeah, you didn't have to buy any bottles, recycling though.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise I would have talked to Coca-Cola about water. Yeah, exactly.
And Alice, you are also part of the board of She Captain.
Yes,
and that also started with a question. Do you want to be a part of it?
Yes, I met Louise here in October, and we had a good time on a sailing boat in Croatia. I broke my both arms, so I was actually in double casts. And
I thought she would be great.
And Ulla said, join anyway, and I did, and it was amazing. And then you asked me to be part of this organization. I think it's a good example of what we can do in the future, just to ask our friends, our colleagues, whoever it might be that is tiny bit interested in sailing, and let them in, because it is a world that is quite hard to get into. I've been sailing in the Sea Scouts my whole life, but I have not been competing, and I got an invitation in January then last year from a scout colleague that asked me, do you want to be part of my team for Gotland Runt? And I said, I've never competed before. He's like, I will teach you. We will train during the spring and I will teach you. And I think that's a perfect example of how we can do this. So yeah.
So the question for all of you is just that. So what are we going to do to have, going to be successful in this one more for this coming year, but also for the future? What can we do together to make more women comfortable and be a part of the race? So we start with you, Stefan.
First of all, I could talk for hours now. Because I'm so inspired. So
I
have so many questions, but I will ask them afterwards to each one of you. But I think in my role, I think doing this again, making sure it's happening, making the platforms ready for forums like this. And I really liked also that we talked a lot about inspiration here, not talking about the guys not being here, because they are there on the other side. And they can come as well.
Yes,
because the program is inspiring for everyone.
Yes.
So next time we will start up, but we will make sure that the girls get here, all of them, and we have the best spots, and then they can stand around. So that's my point of view.
But that's so very important, because this is a joint venture. So I think also to inspire all women and men to be more inclusive, you can say. So that's really good.
Yeah, and it was actually Lisa who said basically that, you know, we try to sell sailing to all our corporate partners, and this is a true example of how it is in some part of the sailing. But she was on the prize giving ceremony on the other side at Gotland Runt, and she was like standing, Stefan, I haven't seen one single girl up there. Was this what you sold me this winter? So I think this is the thing. We have to start where we are.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you remember that question?
Yeah, I remember that question.
Yeah. So what do you think that we should do?
I think there is a bit of myth-busting perhaps to be done, and a bit of, inspiration, and there is the daring part, I think. So asking the question, but also telling the story of what it's really like, because I think a lot of women are, that's a bit scary, or that's a bit rough, or should I really do that? Am I really that tough? So I think spreading the word, the inspiration, meetings like this really, ask, no, you can do it, push and engage and inspire. I think so more things like this where we actually connect to tell the story. I think that's it.
Anna, it's quite expensive to sail on this level that you are, but also on Gotland Runt. So women and finance and sponsorship, what are your thoughts about that, changing that?
I've been working with this for so many years, and we have been able to actually find partners that wants to do good things, and sometimes it feels like an uphill, and you're always thinking about every single Swedish crown in the budget. But when we're at these events, and when we can network, when we can talk to each other, when we can meet new friends and relationships, we also create bonds, and you don't know who's next to you. Just talk about your dreams and what you want to do, and do it with a smile, and you will achieve it. I think there's so many good things in women in sport and in sailing. You can start on lower level, just taking out one company on a nice day in a yacht, and then you just invoice.
That's a good example. Actually, my first time going on Gotland Runt started with me telling a consultant of mine at work. We were having lunch and we were chit-chatting about what are your dreams in life. That was quite different topic, but we had it. And I was telling him about my dream of the sailing Gotland Runt, because I'm, as you, from the West Coast, moved here, and there were no one that could sail with me because everybody I knew was on the West Coast. And he gave me a call some weeks later, telling me about his neighbor, Petra, who was starting a new all-female crew and seeking for girls. So that's what my way into. So that's really true, that you have to tell your dreams.
Yeah.
You don't know who is sitting beside you.
No, exactly. And also what I'm trying to do is to give my number out. So whoever wants to, if you have questions, just call. If you, like in our team in Barcelona, I'm trying to be the one that all the girls can come to, and the guys as well. And I actually have young guys calling, devastated, and they need support. So if we can support each other, and if we can be there, and of course next week I'm going to be racing, and I'm going to be fully focused on my things, but all other days and all days, all year around, just feel that you can reach out to people and learn and ask your questions, and just tell your dreams, and they will come true.
Renata, I'm going to ask you as well about this sponsorship.
About the sponsorship.
Yeah. So how do you do it?
Well, it's always hard, regardless of which level you're at. It's always hard, and you have to prove yourself, and I think over-deliver. I've always kind of asked for less, and then I've shown that I can deliver more, and then you build up a trust, and then you show, and next time you can ask for a little bit more, and you over-deliver, but it takes time. It takes years. I mean, I've been doing this for almost 3 decades, so it takes a lot of time, but don't give up, and to find partners and sponsors that are authentic, that's credible, that you really feel the connection is credible, that there's a story to talk about, and it's believable, and it comes from a point of honesty also, that I really use the equipment or stand for, we have the same values. That all is so important, because then you can talk about it on a different, passionate way. I also had a question, just the thing about about how to involve more women. I think it's really important not to forget that we're all beginners. We're all, I mean, here you have champions standing, and I think it's so important to talk about that we all begin somewhere, and and that's okay. I'm a girl from Skåne who climbed Mount Everest. I mean, who would have believed that? That tell those stories also, that not everybody starts at the top. Nobody does. We all start somewhere, and that's the first small steps.
Anna, what do you think? What would we need to do for this to change?
I think you've said so many good stuff here today, and I think just remember this one more. It's amazing. I think I will just steal it right away. And I will for sure join your network, and let's do great things together. It starts with us and with you and with you, and so just bring friends, and don't be also when it comes to sports and competition, it could be quite intense out there. Maybe you will find out in a few hours or days, but hey, give each other a good job, and do that as often as you can, and just like encourage each other to try, and just be friendly, and also to the guys on board screaming, like if you can just say good job, then we stop screaming, and it will be more fun.
Yeah, that's so true. So, Cici, you have the last word. What do you think we need to be done?
We have a saying in Sweden called killgissa, guy guessing. Even women can do that, just so you know. I'm one of them who do that a couple of times. Not every day, but once a week. I have an example, like last year, we had this big world championships with all the Olympic classes are in. And I was selected to coach the kite foils. I don't know how to kite foil, by the way. I know foiling, but not kite foiling. So I was like, okay, let's go. I have to pretend that I know what I'm doing. I know a lot of things like strategy, tactics, how to coach, how to get in the right mood. So I was focused on that things. So that's also one thing, focusing what you're good at. And sometimes we actually have to, I maybe not feel 100% sure, but pretend for God's sake. Yeah, I mean, if the guys can do it, so can we. Come on. We're resilient, we're strong, we're as good as the boys are. So just guide us through sometimes.
Yeah, thank you. So the panel. So this has been amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And from She Captain, I would just say that we are so proud for this collaboration with you, and also to make more women interested in, but also to be dreams together. And we are going to have talks with all the female skippers if you want. We're going to use our YouTube channel for that. So if you want to talk with me in an interview, I will be so happy, and then we can spread the words about your journey. So we are going to be on Shoreville, that's my sailing boat, in the Seabrygga, va? Isn't that true? Yeah. So you can find us, and you can please rise up, my She Captain friends who is here, and you will meet us in the village. Here we have
And from us, KSSS, I just want to thank you all for being here. You're all a big part of this movement, and I'm really happy that we put these flags on the backstay, so make sure it comes up so we can take photos on you together with the Vippen. And I also want to take an opportunity to thank our partners. We have a lot of partners, about 60 partners in different events, but especially in this one, Coca-Cola, Allianz and Svenska Sjö for this one.